Hey everyone, welcome back to Expat Home Opportunities. Today, I'm taking you on a trip through Italy, a country that never stops surprising me. This time, I found 7 countryside homes scattered across different regions. From the green hills of L'Aquila and Terni, to the coastlines of Savona, and the mountain views of Massa Carrara, Chieti, and Pordenone. And here's the crazy part. These houses start at just €28,000 and they're ready to move in. Yes, you heard that right. Homes where you can literally pack your bags and start living la dolce vita without any renovation nightmares. If you've been dreaming about slowing down, growing your own vegetables, walking through medieval villages, and actually enjoying life instead of just rushing through it, this might be your sign. While prices in the US keep climbing, rural Italy still hides places where you can own a home for the cost of a used car. And not just a house, a lifestyle. Peaceful mornings, fresh food, and stunning landscapes. So stay with me. We'll explore each of these charming houses. I'll show you what makes them special, and we'll discover why moving to the Italian countryside might just be the best decision you'll ever make. Let's get started. I love beginning in places that feel timeless. And Balsorano is exactly that. Situated in the mountain-rich terrain of the Abruzzo region, this territory is inland, rugged, peaceful, surrounded by forested hills and dramatic valley views. The province of L'Aquila is known for its natural parks, its slower pace of life, and villages that have preserved their history. The town of Balsorano itself has about 3,700 people. It sits at an elevation of approximately 340 meters above sea level. Now, about this house. It's an independent farmhouse in the small hamlet of Ridotti, near Balsorano. 3 stories with a private garden, about 600 m², a large garage, and behind the house, 700 m² of adjoining land. The living area is about 310 m². There are 3 bedrooms upstairs, plus an attic of roughly 100 m² divided into 3 rooms. On the main floor, large entrance hall, kitchen with fireplace opening to a terrace, living room also leading to terrace. Then a wide hallway to the 3 double bedrooms and a bathroom. The ground floor is original, in need of restoration but structurally sound. With 4 big rooms, one with its own fireplace, a reception area, and the 30 m² garage. It has its own street entrance. There's also a charming covered porch or portico of about 25 m², a large private patio suitable for outside parking, plus the garden. Utilities are mixed. The electrical system is functional, built to standards at time of installation. Central heating system was oil boiler, now disused. Windows are single-glazed wooden frames, iron-forged shutters and security grills. While the village is small, it has key services, a couple of supermarkets like Conad City on Via Nazionale and Deco in Via Oriani. There are smaller food shops such as Alimentari Valentini Maria in Ridotti. Public health. For full hospital service, you'd go to larger centers. For example, Sulmona has the Presidio Ospedaliero dell'Annunziata for emergencies. Also, there are local medical diagnostic centers in Balsorano for routine care. The closest major coast is the Adriatic, which is an hour drive depending on your route. But for airports, the nearest full international service is Abruzzo Airport in Pescara, about 86 km away. Also, Ciampino Airport in Rome is about 83 km. For daily life and family recreation, Balsorano offers a charming medieval town center, local weekly markets, for example on Wednesdays in the town center, where you can buy fresh produce, socialize, eat locally. There are basic shops, cafes, local restaurants, and nature all around for hiking, exploring. For larger shopping options, more specialized hospitals or cultural life, theaters, museums, you would travel to larger towns in Abruzzo or even Rome. Price, €148,000. In British pounds, that converts approximately to £130,000 or 171,726 US, based on recent conversion. You're paying for space, authenticity, land, and potential. Imagine owning a farmhouse of more than 300 m², sitting on almost an acre of land, set in peaceful countryside, yet not totally isolated. I recently visited the Umbria region and came across Fabro, a small hill town that feels like a secret tucked between Tuscany and Lazio. The landscape here is gentle rolling hills, farmland, pockets of woodland, and views across valleys. Umbria is known for its peaceful countryside, olive groves, vineyards, and a slower rhythm of life. The municipality of Fabro has about 2,650,700 inhabitants. It sits at an elevation of around 364 meters above sea level, covering roughly 34.5 kW2. Now, to the house itself. This one is fully renovated and habitable. It's in a flat, open position with panoramic views, not far from Fabro. The building has 2 levels. On the ground floor, there's a large room used as a taverna, plus a bathroom and a kitchen. Outdoors, there's a wood-burning oven. The first floor holds a full apartment, dining area with kitchenette, 1 double bedroom and a bathroom. Additional buildings include a newer structure, 50 Dormi2, offering 2 parking spaces. The land is generous, about 7,250 m2 in total, made up of a small vineyard, 550 m2, and arable or pasture land, 6 to 700 m2. Utilities are modern, municipal water plus a private well. Heating is independent via LPG. The renovation was done using local materials, so it blends with the regional aesthetic. For daily essentials, there are a few reliable supermarkets and restaurants. Also, the Cooperativa Popolare di Consumo serves the community with local groceries. In terms of medical care, there is Centri di Salute di Fabro, a local clinic that handles routine and basic health needs. Fabro is not on the coast, it's inland. The closest sea access is via the Tyrrhenian, which is 2 hours away by car. As for air travel, the nearest airport is Perugia San Francesco d'Assisi, Umbria International Airport, about 47 km from Fabro. Train service is accessible. Fabro Ficule Station is nearby, which helps when you want to explore towns like Orvieto or cultural landmarks in Umbria and Tuscany. Price? €120,000. In British pounds, that's approximately £106,000 or $139,237 based on recent rates. You're getting a place that's move-in ready, with views, land, and usable outbuildings, without having to tackle structural repair. For someone wanting to settle in Umbria, this property could be the one. I discovered Allerona while exploring Umbria's quieter hill towns, a place that feels tucked away but connected, rich both in history and in landscape. The region is lush with rolling hills, farmland, olive groves, and a deep sense of tradition. Umbria is often called the green heart of Italy, and Allerona embodies that phrase. The commune of Allerona has around 1,696 residents. It stands about 472 meters above sea level, covering 82.61 square kilometers. This property is part of a farmhouse divided into 3 units, located between Allerona Scalo and the village itself. I walked inside. It's a 149-2 walk-in apartment with a private entrance. On the ground floor, there is a rustic section with fireplace, plus a kitchen living room. Upstairs, there are 2 bedrooms, one with a mezzanine and a bathroom. The rustic area and apartment have both been recently renovated, and the condition is very good. There's more. You also share the courtyard typical of these country houses, plus the classic stone oven that often adds character and practical value. Utilities are up to date in the renovated sections. The location gives you charm, quiet, views, and the authenticity of Umbrian countryside life without being totally isolated. Within Allerona, there are 2 main centers, Allerona Alta and Allerona Scalo, the more populated area with shops, cafes, groceries, and essential services. As for hospital care, while Allerona doesn't host a large hospital, Orvieto, for instance, has hospital facilities like Ospedal della Media Valle del Tevere that handle emergencies and major health needs. Because Allerona is inland, you're not minutes from the sea. The nearest coastline is more than an hour drive, depending on which coast you aim for, Tyrrhenian or Adriatic. But you are reasonably connected to airports. Perugia San Francesco d'Assisi Airport is about 52 km away. For family and leisure, there are local grocery stores, cafes, small restaurants offering regional Umbrian cuisine, and local festivals. Price? €120,000. In British pounds, that equates approximately to £106,000 or $139,237 using recent exchange rates. You're buying peace, character, and history. If you crave an environment where evenings with quiet stars and every small detail matters, this property is special. Think of it as your entry to a richer daily life in central Italy. I've always been drawn to places where stone and landscape converse, and Pontremoli is exactly one of those. Nestled in the Lunigiana area, Tuscany's northern frontier bordering Liguria and Emilia-Romagna, The region balances mountain valleys, olive groves, chestnut trees, and a cultural crossroads of cuisines and traditions. The commune of Pontremoli has a population of approximately 6,283. It sits at about 236 meters above sea level and spans 182 hectares. This property is a charming stone farmhouse of about 180 mm2. In a sunny and picturesque location, just 2 minutes from Pontremoli's center. The ground floor features 3 vaulted cellars with characteristic arches. On the first floor, you enter into a foyer that leads to a terrace. Pantry, kitchen, living room, 2 double bedrooms, a hallway, and a bathroom. Heating is independent, relying on LPG or wood stoves, and the roof is in good condition. Adjacent to the building is a generous 1/500 m2 plot, currently planted as an olive grove. The proximity to the town is a major plus. You're not isolated in the wilderness, but still get the peace of countryside living. Being just minutes from shops, piazzas, and significant monuments means you can balance quiet and convenience. Pontremoli lies in the Magra River Valley and is historically known as a door to Tuscany, where trade, pilgrimage, and regional identities converge. Healthcare is served by Ospedale Sant'Antonio Abate in nearby Fivizzano. Because Pontremoli is inland, the nearest evocative seacoasts are those of the Ligurian or Tyrrhenian areas, accessible in perhaps 30-60 minutes depending on route. For air travel, Pisa Airport is about 50-60 minutes drive, while Parma Airport is roughly 55 minutes away. The Pontremoli railway station sits just minutes from the center, on the Parma-La Spezia line, which gives you train connections to larger cities across Tuscany and beyond. In town, you'll find everything a small city should: local groceries, occasional markets, artisan shops, cafes, and small restaurants specializing in regional fare. Price? €98,000. In British pounds, that's approximately £87,000, or $113,710 depending on current exchange rates. This house offers you a step into a life where elegance meets rustic, and where every season brings texture, from spring blossoms to autumn harvest. I recently ventured into Liguria's interior mountains and discovered Urbe, a place where forest meets sky and rural life feels deeply alive. The terrain is mountainous, wooded, with the valley of the Urbe stream weaving through. Liguria, especially this part inland from the coast, offers both wild nature and proximity to some of Italy's most striking seaside views. In Urbe, the population is very small, about 643 residents according to the latest figures. The municipality covers around 31.55 km2, and it lies at about 526 meters above sea level. There are several small hamlets: Acquabianca, Martina, Olba, San Pietro Vada Superiore, Vada Inferiore. This property is a rustic stone farmhouse of about 202 living area, partially restored but immediately habitable. It sits on 2,000 m2 of grassy land. The house is completely independent, exposed to sun, with good road access via the municipal road. It has connection to the public aqueduct, and all nearby village services are at a short distance. There are 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. A garage, preserved rustic style, but with potential to improve or adapt, finishes where desired. For medical care, one key hospital nearby is Ospedale San Paolo in Savona, which serves the wider Savona area and has multiple departments. Also, Ospedale Santa Corona in Pietra Ligure is another major medical facility in the region, offering higher-level hospital services. This location is inland, no immediate coastline, but the Ligurian Sea is relatively reachable. The town of Savona, with its beaches, is 25-30 km to the southwest, depending on roads. As for airports, the closest major one is Genoa Cristoforo Colombo Airport, roughly 20-25 kilometers from Urbe. In terms of everyday life and family-friendly recreation, Urbe is quiet, but essential conveniences are accessible. Local village life includes small shops in the Frazioni, occasional markets, and nature walks in the hills surrounding Urbe. For larger shopping centers or more extensive entertainment, one would drive down to Savona or toward Genoa. Price? €85,000. In British pounds, that's approximately £75,000, or $98,035, depending on current exchange rates. If you're drawn to authenticity, desire space without isolation, and want a home that gives you both peace and access to essential services, and perhaps quick escape to the coast, this property fits. I drove through Abruzzo's hill country to reach Roccaspinalveti, one of those places where the air clears and the views matter. The province is mountainous, part of the Comunità Montana Medio Vastese, with rolling landscapes, olive trees, rugged ridges, and those deep valleys that make every vista feel like a painting. The town of Roccaspinalveti has around 1,671 inhabitants, a small community spread over about 32.9 km2. The elevation is approximately 740 meters above sea level, giving you cooler summers and clear air. This is a sizable property of about 250 m2, 2 floors, partially restored and livable now. On the lower level, there's a garage, a small windowed room, plus a large open space currently used as a cellar. The ground floor features a wooden porch, an open area that's been used as parking but has potential to work as terrace. Inside, a secure custom front door leads to a long corridor. The kitchen and dining are open plan with marble fireplace. There are 3 double bedrooms, plus a bathroom with shower. Utilities include water, electricity, natural gas, and central heating, radiators. The property sits with about 1,000 m2 of garden surrounding it. In terms of amenities, Roccaspinalveti offers basic services. For more extensive shopping or cultural life, you'd drive to larger towns in Abruzzo, possibly Chieti or Pescara, depending on what you need. Concerning health facilities, there is no large hospital in Roccaspinalveti itself. Residents rely on nearby hospitals in the province of Chieti for full services. The region is inland, so the sea is not immediately at hand. The coast are about 28 km away. The Pescara airport is roughly 60 km away, a drive of maybe 1 hour depending on road. The ski area Passo Lanciano is about 22.5 km distant, which offers winter recreation. Price? €59,000. In British pounds, that is approximately £52,000, or $69,393 depending on current exchange rates. If you're looking for generous indoor space and a garden that gives room to breathe, this home offers serious value. It could be the place where leaving behind the rush feels entirely possible. I found myself winding through woodland and streams in the Colvera Valley until I landed in Frisanco, a scattered mountain municipality inside the Dolomites Friuli Natural Park. This region is one of contrasts: sharp alpine ridges, dense forests, and hamlets that bear centuries of rural architecture. Frisanco preserves its character through stone houses, porticos, and alleyways, especially in its fragile Fabro, considered one of the most beautiful villages of Italy. Frisanco's population is small, around 588 people over about 6099 km2. The elevation is approximately 500 meters above sea level. Its territory is divided among several hamlets, with Fabro being the most architecturally renowned. This is a 3-story house in Fabro, one of Frisanco's picturesque hamlets, offered in a partially restored state after earthquake repairs. It has a total living area of 163 m2 and includes 1 bathroom. You can tailor finishes, layouts, and interiors according to your needs. Since new construction is no longer allowed in the historic core, opportunities like this are rare. Because Frisanco lies inland in the mountains, you're not right next to the sea. The nearest coastal reaches of the Adriatic are farther away. In terms of medical resources, Frisanco doesn't host a major hospital. For full hospital services, residents travel to larger centers in the province of Pordenone. For air travel, one of the closest options is Trieste Airport, which serves the Friuli-Venezia Giulia region. Another option is Venice Marco Polo. Travel from this airport to Frisanco takes about 1h22 min by car via road. In daily life, Frisanco offers the charm of mountain village living. There are small local shops, artisans, community events such as Paesi Aperti, and architecture you can stroll through: palazzos, porticos, the Church of Santa Fosca e Mara. For trails and nature, you're inside the natural park. Walking, biking, and excursions to local viewpoints are steps from your door. Price? €28,000. In British pounds, that's about £24,000, or $35-24 depending on exchange rates. Few properties allow you to imagine your own version of life inside the stones and alleys of Fabro. This could be your gateway to living inside the soul of Friuli's mountains. And there you have it. 5 beautiful countryside homes across Italy, each with its own charm, story, and rhythm of life. Honestly, I'm still amazed at what you can find here for these prices. Places where time seems to move slower, and where waking up to birds instead of traffic can actually be your daily reality. If any of these homes caught your attention and you'd like to know more, you'll find all the links and contacts down in the description. Take a look. You might be surprised by how close your new life in Italy actually is. Don't forget to subscribe to Expat Home Opportunities. That way, you'll be the first to see the newest and most affordable real estate opportunities all across Europe and beyond. And I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments which property was your favorite and why. Maybe it's the view, the vibe, or just the feeling that it could be your place. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Who knows where the next hidden gem will be waiting?